Um, Good evening, everyone. Today is our last book club meeting, and I'm the host, Jessie. And this time, we read from page 291 to 358. And let's start. The first question is about the reading check ideas. The first one is that fill in the blank. The single most important moment from the assigned reading was what? And share and debate your responses with your book club group. And
Um, I think the most important moment is the resurrecting Wesley. Um, because uh, um, Fezzik and Inigo want Wesley to help them revenge. So they come to Max and uh, resurrect Wesley to proceed the revenge plan.
So from my own perspective, in my mind, I think the most important moment from that sign reading was when they break into the castle, because this marked the beginning of their revenge, like for each pe person, like for Inigo, it's the revenge for his father that he's going to kill Count Rugen in the castle, and for Wesley, it's that he is going to get the loved one back, which is Buttercup. And so entering the castle marks their revenge and what they will do in the future. So I think this is a very important moment. That's my thinking.
Okay, so from my own perspective, the most important part is the robbery of Buttercup's wedding. And why the main conflict of this novel is about the love. So the robbery of the wedding strengthens this conflict, this main conflict by showing the deep love between Buttercup and Wesley.
yes, I also think that the most important moments is when Wesley take the magic pill because it was the things start to turn, and when Wesley ate the pill, it represents that the official beginning of the plan, and also means the whole story is go to the climax. And the second question is that what's your favorite sentence about this reading and why this sentence is your favorite, and share with your group.
My favorite sentence is the last two sentences in page 358. I also have to say for umpty time that life isn't fair. I it's just fairer than death. That's all. I think this sentence pulls readers back from the illusory story. I think the author wants to tell the readers this book is not only about the love story, but also a satire and warn that our life would not be that perfect, like the story.
My favorite sentence is on page 331 on the top. I am Inigo Montoya and I do not accept defeat. You will think of something. I have complete confidence in you. It's when Wesley said, because on the previous page he said it's impossible. It means he is afraid that if they enter the castle, because there are a lot of guards, he is afraid that they might be killed. So this is when Inigo was encouraging his teammates to be brave and to enter the castle and take them down. He said he do not accept defeat, and moreover, he is revenging for his father, so he has to seize this opportunity. And I have complete confidence in you. It gives power to Wesley, and it also foreshadows the success they're going to make in the future. So this is my favorite sentence.
Okay, so my first sentence is on page 356. So the sentence is Not if we promise to outlive each other. I make them promise now. So from my perspective, I think this sentence is like a confession after a big war. So think about it. A handsome man tries his best to save you from a terrible wedding and wants to spend the rest of his life with you. So I think it's really the most romantic thing I can ever imagine.
And my first sentence is in page 342. And because there were things you did no matter what, and when a friend needed help, you helped him. And which indicate that one of the author's core themes is the importance of the friendship. And it also shows that how Fiddick, who had previously been obedient characters under the Vizzini, but now able to make his own choices for the sake of friendship, rather than simply doing what others gave him. And the next question is on the page 312. Why would Max lie to Fiddick and Inigo? And then why did Max decide to help them save Wesley?
Um, Max refused to give them a miracle. I think it's not because Fezzik and Inigo could not give him enough money. As he said in 312, I never worked for anything that little in my life. It is because the miracle was gone from his once majestic finger, as you can see in 316. He is out of practice. He was afraid that he would fail. I think there's two reasons why Max decided to help save Wesley. Because Valerie persuaded him during a why Valerie Wesley is of who of
So from my perspective, because Max has it's been a long time since he last used his magic, and he's afraid that she would fail. This is why I think Max refused them, and as Teresa said before, but later when he decided to help them, because on this page he said the good people deserve help, and this is truth, because the good people always have their own aim, and they're always doing something helpful and useful, so they deserve help, and that's why Max finally decided to help them.
So, so I so firstly let's talk about why would Max lie to Fiddick and Inigo. So, as we know, Max wants. I think he wants more money because as we know, he was hired by aristocrats like the Prince Humperdinck before. But he was fired after. He was fired, but he's still conceited. Because he thinks he used to be a royal like doctor or something. So that's the reason why he lied to Physics and Inigo, because he wants more money to prove his level. And let's talk about second question. So I think it's because the Valerie tells him that they need the money to buy some chocolate powder, which is his second favorite food. So he accepts to help them.
First, I think that Max isn't willing to take the risk of saving the Westerly, and he didn't want to get himself into a unnecessary trouble. And I think that's why Max lied to the Inigo and Physic. Later he wants to and later he helped the Wesley. I think that is because of the he had a grudge against to the prince, and although the prince fired him, so he decided to help Inigo them because they were going to kill the prince and save the Buttercup. And also I think that another reason is about the true love, because Wesley comes to him for help because he wants to save his true love. And judging from his relationship with his wife, Wesley is also a man who believes in true love. So he wants to save Wesley. And the next question: what are the personality traits of Max and his wife in the segment? Find some evidence from the text to prove your opinions.
I would say from the normal life point of view, they loved each other, and their life is just like a normal people, not the miracle man. For example, like you can see in page 310, Valerie cooking hot chocolate for Max, because chocolate is his favorite. So it, yeah, that's my perspective.
Okay, so from my point of view, so first of all, Max and Valerie, they're overall helpful because eventually they helped Inigo and Fezzik to save Wesley alive again. And especially for Valerie, because she said, use on page 312, she said, use the bellows cram if you're in doubt. Look, I would hate to have it on my conscience if we didn't do a miracle when nice people were involved. She said they have to do the miracle. They have to make the miracle happen because nice people were involved. So she is actually very kind and warm-hearted, and she is willing to help the good people. And the truth is, Inigo and Fezzik are good people, and they have their own aim, which is good. So they deserve the help. So Valerie and Max are extremely helpful, I think, and they're kind as well.
Okay, so firstly, I want to talk about the personality of Max. So we know Max is experienced and conceited. So firstly, I want to talk. You see, he still think he is a royal doctor, even he gets fired, and besides he's not willing to lower himself, even he is about to be bankrupt. So the reason why he is experienced is that when Inigo and Physics turn to him for help, uh, if he easily points out the type of Wesley stash, and treat him and bring him back. So, and secondly, I want to talk about the Valeris. I think Valeris is smart and caring. Why? So at the instant when Max decides to refuse to help Wesley, she comes up with a proper way immediately to persuade Max without hurting his face. I think he's really caring.
First, I think that Max is have a sense of humor because we can see that Max injects humor into this situation and mentioning tickling as a method and recording to a story about crops being tickled back to life. And the second, I think that Max has a confidence and he's a little bit stubbornness. Max is confident in his expertise and methods. And overall, Max comes across as a character with an unequal blend of confidence and a little bit humor and a touch of stubbornness. And the next question is that what happens to the villains at the end, and what can be learned about their personalities in the process?
Um, I think not everyone got what they deserved. Um, like Rugen was killed by Inigo, but Inigo also got badly hurt. And but Humperdinck wasn't killed. Uh, although he did a lot of bad things, killed a lot of innocent person, and at the page 358, as you can see here, Humperdinck, Wesley was never able to really sleep some because of Humperdinck may be been on the trail. We can know that the Humperdinck has already become Wesley's nightmare. And also the author point out that the life isn't fair. So is also the one author want to tell us, and that's all.
So finally, when Inigo entered the castle, he actually he got attacked by Count Rugen at first, as we can remember. He opened the door and Inigo opened the door and he didn't even think of that Count Rugen would be there. But Count Rugen just throw his sword at him and it hit his stomach and he was severely ill and sick, but he stood up and fight against uh, fight against uh, what's his name again? Rugen, yes. He fight with Count Rugen again, and Count Rugen didn't think about his action as well. So finally, Inigo killed Count Rugen, and if you guys remember, before Count Rugen died, he said, "I could offer you anything, the power, money, and so on." And we can see from this that he wants to be alive. He doesn't want to be killed. However, Inigo was just too furious that his father was killed, so he could not bear him alive. He killed uh he killed Count Rugen eventually. So from this, I want to say that Count Rugen is just he wants to be alive, but he just has to be responsible for his own behavior. And what we can learn from this is bad people always get what they deserved, like death, death or punishment. Yes, this is what I want to say.
So from my perspective, the Count Rugen is killed just like Alice just mentioned, and Prince Humperdinck's wife is taken away. So what can we learn from it is don't be a bad guy. Don't make any enemies. because you don't know when they are going to revenge. Yeah, that's my perspective.
And first, I want to talk about Yelin. Yelin wants to give up because of fear, and which shows that he's a very weak person. And from his resignation letter to the Prince Huberdinck, we can see that his personalities of being afraid to face the murder. And from the things Philip used to scare him away, we also can see this personality. And the Prince Huberdinck ended up losing nothing of the substance, but he lose his pride and his a little bit power. And I think that he's a loser in this three main conflict. And the next question is that what is the function of Arthur's monologue on page 356 to 358?
I think the Alpha's father want to protect him, and he wants to show the young kids a kind world. But however, Arthur write this book is want to tell us that this book is want to tell us that the world would not be that perfect. It's full of unfair and cruel. As you can see the ending and the predict of the author. He think that the like Wesley and Buttercup may not have a very peaceful or even a very happy life. So he wants to say that the life is unfair. That's what I want to say.
So what I'm thinking about is we can look at the ending. It says um, but there was no reason for worry. They were on the fastest horse in the kingdom, and the lead was theirs. However, this was before Inigo's wound reopened and Wesley's relapsed again. And from this, because Inigo was badly hurt when he would fight against uh, Count Rugen, and he would die or collapse every time. And because Wesley ate the medicine or the pill that Max gave him in order to remain his strength, and when the medicine's function expires, he might be weak again. And Fezzik took the wrong turn, and Buttercup's horse threw a show, and the night behind them was filled with the crescendoing sound of pursuit. Because we know that the Humperdinck's he wasn't killed; he was only tied with the curtains, and he might led his army back and found them again. So, as Teresa mentioned, Wesley and Buttercup's life will not be perfect. They will face many problems in the future. For example, the harass from Humperdinck. And so the author is trying to tell us that we have to cherish the time we're having, and because there are always a lot of problems in our life, we have to try to conquer them and en enjoy our life and cherish the time with the people we love. Yes, this is my thinking.
Okay, so from my perspective, this monologue is between the Arthur and his son, and it shows the boy's interest in this novel. So let's please turn to page 358. So there's a sentence said by the Arthur. I really do think that love is the best thing in the world, except for cough drops. So I think the author wants to use this sentence to emphasize the theme of the book, because the book is talking about the deep love. Yeah, that's all.
I think that the function is to provide the readers with the narrator's perspective and interpretation of the story's ending, and they also speculate on different possible outcomes and provides their own interpretation of what might have happened after the story ends. And the author offers insight into the narrator's thoughts and feelings and adds steps to the stories by exploring alternative possibilities. And the next question is that um, there are magical items in this clip. Please analyze them and discuss them with your group members.
Magic item. I'm sorry, I can only think of one. It's a beautiful pill with a chocolate coat, which made by Max and Valerie to save Wesley. That's only one, what I think.
So from my own perspective, I think everything related to Max and Valerie are magical elements. For example, the ticklish from Max, he tickled other people to cure them, and he also have the encyclopedia of spells. And we all know spells is typically one element of magic, and it's used to cure people or make something magical, like to make the pills. So these are all magical elements from the text.
Okay, I think we'll choose the magical. We'll take the miracle Max and his wife as the example of magical elements. But why? So from my perspective, I think I want to talk about this element like from the aspect of the world that we live in. So in the real world, when people die, and there's no way can bring them back. But however, in this novel, so Max can make that Wesley alive, so which is really magical. So that's my point of view.
I also think that the bellow is one of the magical elements. I think that because of the bellow can make the these people tell the truth, and it also let the Max know that the principle for the Wesley is the true love to save the Buttercup, and it it also and this magical element also help Inigo convince Max to uh, save the Wesley. And the next question is that what the meaning of Inigo's reputation words to the count from page 348.
At this moment, Inigo made the man who killed his father. But however, he was hurt by Rugen and he almost died. At this time, I think he is ashamed and resolveful. I think he tried to say this in order to motivate it and encourage himself. Yeah.
So from my point of view, because they were in the final duel, and Inigo is about to kill Count Rugen, and he absolutely is taking the lead. So he actually want to express his furiousness to Count Rugen, like to repeat what he said, and what he's gonna do is, I'm gonna kill you. He's gonna revenge for his dad, and so on. And he's repeating and repeating and repeating just uh, to manifest his anger and his hatred over Count Rugen, and that he is determined to kill him that day. And it's also used as a motivation for him, like to like give him the last hit in order to take him down. Yes, this is what I thought.
So, so we know the repeated words. My name is Inigo Montoya. You kill my father. Prepare to die. So I think it's a dream of Inigo. Why? So this dream encourages Inigo to live and like practice fencing. So I think they also shows the personality of Inigo. And he is a really good son.
In my opinion, I think that repetition words are Inigo's encouraged himself. That's right, and also remind himself that he needs to be a villain to face the enemies attracts by repeating them constantly. And at that time, he receives too many attacks, so he was a little bit weak. I think that the sentence is more like a psychological support to Inigo. And the next question is that it's about the exit tickets. List key thematic topics from your books so far.
I think it's true love, because I think this story goes around true love. Um, like there are two episodes that Wesley save Buttercup, because Buttercup is her true love, and also because of this, Max and Valerie saved his life. So that's what I think is the most important topic.
The key thematic topics from the book The Princess Bride I want to share is something about true love and the journey of reaching your love and retrieving your love. Because in the plot, Buttercup was taken away by Prince Humperdinck at first, then the three pirates, then Prince Humperdinck again, and it's actually very adventurous. And Wesley has to first pretend to be the Man in Black uh, to chase and to go and to track on Buttercup, and then they have to together pass the fire swamp, and last they have to get them, in the castle of Humperdinck before the wedding of Humperdinck and Buttercup. So this is actually very adventurous, and it's the life journey Wesley is experiencing in order to get his real love back. So the thematic topic I would like to say is adventurous life journey for retrieving the love. Yes.
So I think the main topic is so nothing can separate two lovers who are meant to be together. So only brave people can find their true loves. So so I want to talk the reason why is that. So if let's think about it. If Wesley is a coward, so and he decided to stay in Buttercup's farm. So I think they won't get married because the Count Rugen are gonna come, and all the Prince Humperdinck are gonna come and take the Buttercup away. But Wesley won't could not have any like solution to rescue Buttercup if he is really a coward.
I think that this book include a lot of themes like families or enemies or strangers helping each others. But I think that the thematic topics is love. Love can show that between the Buttercup and the Wesley, and also shows in the Max and his wife. And the last question is that what do you learn about your book today during your book club meeting?
I thought I lack of thinking. I do not really care about that details. That's what I learned. I should read more. That's it. I think I should care more about the detail.
So what I learned is because it's the last episode and we literally finished the whole book. So I learned that the book is very interesting and we love to discuss upon that, right? And I'm going to read more books like this because I really like this book. And this book is really interesting. And we all like Sasha's recommendation. And it's a very good book. Interesting book. Yes, that's it.
Oh, so what I want to say is that, so this is, as Alex just mentioned, this is our last book meeting club. So I think I have already learned about all the characters' personalities and the theme and main conflict of this novel. And besides, I also learned around the function of dialogues and monologues. And besides, I want to say, JC, you are newbie.
Yeah, Jesse is very psi, right?
Yeah, Sasha, and your book is really pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, Sasha, your book is very psi. Yeah.
People.
Okay. First of all, I'm very happy and grateful to you guys for providing so many meaningful answers, and also I learned a lot of about this book during I'm reading it, and thanks for you, and our last book club meeting is over.
像弯弯般迎来的早晨，有的时候会特别孤寂，不只是睡意意乱情迷，或者又想起你。